In the ancient forests where dinosaurs once wandered beneath endless layers of mist and rain, the Norfolk pine rose toward the sky with astonishing symmetry. Long before human cities filled the earth with noise and restless movement, this ancient tree had already perfected its quiet geometry. It stood deep within prehistoric valleys, surrounded by ferns and towering cycads, its branches unfolding in flawless circles as though nature itself had paused to design something with absolute precision. Tonight, let us step away from the disorder of the modern world and walk into the calm rhythm of its ancient forest. Let the stillness of this timeless tree soften every anxious thought and guide you gently toward sleep. There are some forms of beauty that demand attention through brilliance and color, but the Norfolk pine speaks in another language entirely. Its beauty comes from balance. Every layer of branches extends outward in measured harmony, each angle repeating with near mathematical perfection. Looking at it feels strangely calming, as if the mind instinctively recognizes something trustworthy within its order. In a world filled with unpredictability, the tree seems to whisper that peace can still exist through structure, patience, and quiet endurance. Millions of years ago, when the earth was ruled by giant reptiles and thick forests stretched endlessly across humid continents, the ancestors of the Norfolk pine already stood rooted in the soil. The air carried the scent of wet stone and ancient rivers. Massive creatures moved through the undergrowth, shaking the ground with slow footsteps, yet the pine remained perfectly still beneath the shifting sky. It did not compete with the chaos surrounding it. Instead, it answered the wildness of the earth with calm symmetry, as though its purpose was not to dominate the forest, but to bring balance to it. The tree grew slowly, carefully shaping every branch with incredible consistency. Each ring of limbs spread outward like ripples across still water. Storms bent younger plants into twisted forms, but the Norfolk pine continued to rise in elegant proportion. Its discipline became its survival. While other species exhausted themselves adapting to every sudden change, the pine held tightly to its ancient blueprint, trusting the quiet logic written deep within its structure. There is something deeply comforting about a life that does not panic in the face of uncertainty. The Norfolk pine endured volcanic eruptions, shifting continents, violent climate changes, and mass extinctions. Entire worlds disappeared around it. Forests burned. Oceans advanced and retreated. Countless species rose into dominance and vanished again into silence. Yet through every transformation, the pine preserved its calm geometry. It survived not through aggression, but through stability. Perhaps that is why standing near one today feels almost sacred. Even in a modern garden or beside the corner of a quiet street, the tree carries an atmosphere older than memory itself. Its layered silhouette creates a sense of order that gently settles the nervous system. The eyes naturally follow the repeated pattern of its branches upward into the dark green canopy. Breathing slows. Thoughts soften. The noise inside the mind begins to organize itself into something quieter. The Norfolk pine teaches that balance is not weakness. True balance requires immense strength. To remain composed while everything around you changes is one of the oldest forms of wisdom on earth. The tree does not resist the wind with violence. Instead, it bends slightly, allowing movement without surrendering its structure. Its branches sway together in measured rhythm, never collapsing into disorder. Watching this motion in the evening light feels almost hypnotic, like listening to distant waves rolling steadily against a shore. Imagine now that you are walking through one of those ancient forests at dusk. The sky above is dim with prehistoric clouds. Moisture hangs in the cool air. Around you rise enormous trees arranged in quiet harmony, their silhouettes fading gently into layers of silver mist. In the center of that silent world stands the Norfolk pine, calm and unmoving. No matter how much life rushes around it, the tree remains perfectly rooted in itself. As night deepens, soft rain begins to fall through the canopy. Water slides slowly down the symmetrical branches, gathering at the tips before falling into dark moss below. Somewhere far away, the distant call of an ancient creature echoes briefly through the forest before fading into silence. Yet even then, the pine remains peaceful, holding its shape beneath the storm. It has seen too much time to fear temporary chaos. The older the tree becomes, the more profound its stillness appears. It no longer struggles to prove its value. It no longer reaches desperately for more space or more light. Instead, it simply exists with quiet confidence, offering shelter and stability to the forest around it. Birds rest among its branches. Mist gathers gently across its needles. Moonlight settles across its layered outline like silver dust. Everything near it seems to slow down. And perhaps that is what so many weary hearts long for tonight. Not excitement. Not endless distraction. Only a return to steadiness. A return to something calm enough to remind us that not every moment must be chaotic. The Norfolk pine reminds us that there is beauty in consistency, comfort in routine, and healing in quiet structure. It shows us that peace is not found by escaping the world, but by learning how to remain centered within it. So as the night grows softer and the outside world slowly fades into darkness, allow yourself to rest beneath the shelter of this ancient tree in your imagination. Let its perfect geometry guide your breathing into a slower rhythm. Let its timeless patience dissolve the tension carried in your body. Beyond the noise of daily life, beyond worry and uncertainty, there is still a quiet forest waiting inside you. A place untouched by disorder. A place where everything moves in harmony with the earth itself. The ancient pine continues standing there beneath the stars, exactly as it has for millions of years. Calm. Balanced. Unshaken. And now, as the prehistoric forest drifts gently into dream, may that same deep stillness settle softly over your mind. Close your eyes and rest beneath its endless green symmetry, and let yourself fall into a long and peaceful sleep.